Hi, this is the Beyond the Afterlife discussion channel. I'm bringing this video now because tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday I will be unavailable. No, I will not be unavailable because it is the 4th of July weekend, as some people call it, because I do not celebrate the 4th of July. I am not going to celebrate a holiday that is based around the supposedly real freedoms that us slaves have, and we all are slaves. I'm not celebrating that holiday, and I never will, because we have no freedoms here, because this is a prison planet, so there is nothing to celebrate. So I don't celebrate the 4th of July, but I am going out of town for personal reasons tomorrow, and I will not be back until Monday, so I'm bringing you this video now. There have been reports that the Anunnaki have been contacting people in several states, contacting them through text, through telepathy, and through the television, through signals being sent through the television. The Anunnaki are sending people these messages in several states, the states being North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and I believe Florida and New Jersey. And the messages that the Anunnaki are sending the people in these states are that the messages are that they, the Anunnaki, are returning, and that they were supposed to return in 2027, but they are going to return much, much earlier because of current circumstances here on Earth. And they are telling people that when they return, they are returning to take the chosen ones with them, and that they are here to help and to save. And in some messages, they are stating that they are the Galactic Federation. And you have people on social media who are praising this because they think that the Galactic Federation are a group of good beings. They think that the Anunnaki are black people, and that the Anunnaki are coming to take other black people with them, and that the Anunnaki are good beings. These people are disillusioned. And I blame their disillusion on those such as Courtney Brown and those like Courtney Brown who have been feeding them lies. David Icke has been feeding them lies as well, and I will explain that in video form at the end of this video. I found out some things about David Icke that confirms to me that this guy is not one of the good guys the way everyone thinks that he is. But back to the Anunnaki. It's been said time and time again on this channel that the Anunnaki, they are malevolent. Enki, Enlil, they are stepbrothers, and they are both at war over humanity. They are at war over humanity because of the fact that they are trying to decide who is going to control humanity. Enlil wants control, and Enki wants control. Enki wants control so that Enki and Marduk can control together. That's why Enki wants control. Enlil wants control because he feels that it should be him who should be in control. That's the war that has been going on, and it will continue to go on once they do return here on this prison planet. Now, I say return, and I really shouldn't use that word because they don't have to return, because some of them are already here. Enki and Marduk are already here. I don't know about Enlil. I know Anu is not here yet, but I do know Enki and Marduk are already here, and their minions the Greys, the Draconians, the Reptilians, they're already here. But I do not know about Enlil. But when Enlil does arrive, if he hasn't already, and when Anu arrives, the war will continue. The war that has been taking place in the skies will then take place on earthly ground. And they are not warring over their love of us. They are warring over who will control us. If you know anything about the Anunnaki, you will know that they genetically, Enki and Ninhursag, genetically engineered humans, not because they wanted to create, human beings, because they wanted human beings that they could create and love. No. They created human beings because their first race of slaves, the Ajiji, rose up and rebelled against them because the Ajiji became tired of doing back-breaking labor. And so they decided to rise up and rebel, and they were all slaughtered. And so after they were slaughtered, Enki and Enlil and Anu and Ninhursag and the rest of the Anunnaki knew they needed another race of slaves to do their labor because they were too lazy to do it themselves. So Enki and Ninhursag genetically engineered humans, and that is the only reason why they genetically engineered humans. Enki hates humans even though he genetically engineered us, them. Enlil for sure hates humans. Enlil thinks that we are less than garbage. We're useless. We are a waste of space. Even though his stepbrother genetically engineered us to be slaves, he thinks very lowly of us. And no doubt Ninhursag does as well. Anu, I don't know. But I have heard several reports that Anu is just as malevolent as Enlil and Enki and Marduk. Marduk for sure hates humans. The only thing that us humans can do for Marduk is to worship him in Marduk's eyes. So these beings do not like humans. We are only slaves to them. That's all we are to them, are slaves. And one of the main reasons why they hate us is because of the fact that we are just as powerful as they are. And they don't like that. As a matter of fact, they hate that. Galactic Federation, which consists of ascended masters and spirit guides and all of that, these are nothing more than the Archons. And this channel has told you that over and over and over again. They are not good. The Galactic Federation, they are not good. They are the Archons in disguise. The same Galactic Federation spirit guides and ascended masters that claims, and they're claiming it, and it is true. The same Galactic Federation of spirit guides and ascended masters that will return here are the same Galactic Federation of spirit guides and ascended masters who will appear in front of you when you cross over into the afterlife to try to lure you to go into the light with them or to go with them. They are Archons in disguise. All ascended masters are. All angels are Archons. All spirit guides are Archons. And the Archons work for who? Enki and Marduk. They are not coming here to save. They are not coming here to help. They are coming here to destroy and to kill. This channel brought to you a video 2 or 3 months back about this Redditor who said that these gods would return, and when they return, they're going to slaughter some, and the rest will be taken with them onto a spacecraft to go to another slave planet where they will continue being slaves, but permanent slaves this time. That's exactly what's going to happen when the Anunnaki arrives, and everyone with the Anunnaki arrives. Now, I don't know if it will happen before the battle or after the battle or in the middle of the battle, but that's what's going to happen. They're not coming here to help anyone. They're not coming here to save anyone, because what they're going to do is they're going to slaughter humans, and right at the point when those slaughtered humans enter the afterlife, they're going to be snatched up and taken to permanent slave planets where they will never die again, and they will forever remain a slave. That's the goal of Enki, if he wins. And if Enlil wins, that will be his goal as well. See, they have the same goal, but they just are fighting over who's going to carry out the goal, Enki or Enlil. Enki wants to win so that he and his son Marduk can carry out the goal. Enlil wants to win so that he can carry out the goal. Whoever wins the battle will be the one who will be the head under Anu. They will be on the throne under Anu, and they will carry out the goal. Right now, Enlil is still on the throne under Anu, but Enki's trying to take that title. And when they arrive, you will see the battle take place right here on earthly ground. And you will see the abilities that they have being used against each other in the battle. That means the fire, shooting from the eyes, the hands, all types of supernatural abilities. If you've ever seen the films Captain America, X-Men, you'll know the type of abilities I am referring to. Those are the type of abilities that Enki and Enlil and Marduk have, and a lot of the minions with them. And they are going to use those abilities in the battle right here on human soil. And whoever wins, that god will be the ones that will then slaughter some and take the rest onto aircraft. Now, when these beings do arrive, the Anunnaki, a majority, if not all, of black people are going to think that the Anunnaki are there for them. Because time and time and time and time again, I have heard a plethora of black people state that the Anunnaki are black, and the Anunnaki are coming to rescue all black people. So from this, we can pretty much garner the conclusion that black people are going to get slaughtered by the Anunnaki, because the black people of Earth think that the Anunnaki are their people, and so they think that the Anunnaki are coming to save them. The Anunnaki are not black, nor are the Anunnaki white, because the Anunnaki, they have no race. Race is a earthly term. I keep telling people this. People who keep calling themselves black, white, and I understand that you have to use those terms so that people can understand what you're saying, because if you use divine spark, to a lot of people, they're going to think you don't have good sense. So you have to use the terms black, white, Irish, Native American. I use those terms at times, but I know to myself that I am not black, and I am not white, I am not Scottish, I am not Irish, I am not Native American, I am not French. I am a divine spark that has no race. And this is what the Anunnaki think of themselves. They are not black. I hear people all the time say, oh, I've heard about those black-headed aliens. There are no such thing as black-headed aliens. They have a name. People may not know the correct name of them, but they have a name, and their names are not black-headed aliens. But see, people who have seen these particular type of aliens, they're saying that they're black-headed aliens because they're using that term based off of how these aliens look. They have black skin and they are big-headed. And so they're calling them black-headed aliens, but that's not their name. Their names, because there's more than one. That's not their names. They have a correct, appropriate name, but they don't know the names. So they're calling them black-headed aliens. Therefore, they're thinking that these aliens are black, and they're not. Aliens don't have a race, like they don't have a gender. None of the aliens have a penis, and none of them have a vagina. They don't have those things. Only humans have those things. Only humans go by race and gender. There are no female grays and male grays. There's none of that. This is why when you cross over into the afterlife and you get to the KHAA, you're not going to have... Now, if you want to shapeshift yourself into being a gender and a race, you can, but that's not your true form. Your true form is just light. Well, their true form is just being who they are. Draconians, reptilians, grays, the Anunnaki. So they have no gender, no race, even though Enki is a male and Ninhursag is a female. But even with that, they don't have a gender, so to speak. Enki is a male, but then again, he's not a male. Enlil is a male, but then again, he's not a male. Anu is a male, but then again, he's not a male. You have grays who, again, you may see a gray being and you may say, oh yeah, that's a female, that's a child, but they don't. It's not that. Those are earthly terms. So there are no black Anunnaki beings, but black people seem to think so. So when the Anunnaki come, they are going to be slaughtered. Now, either they're going to get slaughtered when they are lured onto the craft, or they're going to get slaughtered right there on, the ground where they stand. But they're going to get slaughtered. If they are lured onto the craft, they're going to be lured onto the craft with the Anunnaki falsely telling them, hey, black people, we're here. We're here for you because we're black people too. We're here to take you out of captivity. That's what they're going to come and they're going to present black people with. And black people are going to agree with that, and they're going to fall in line with that because of the fact that this is what they have been falsely told, that the Anunnaki are them. They're the black kings and queens of old, and this is such bull. They may be kings and queens, again, not even... No, scratch that. They're not kings and queens. They are not kings and queens because they have no gender. They are gods. And these gods, again, they have no race. So the black people are going to get taken out. Native Americans, if they believe that these Anunnaki beings are coming because they are them, and the Native Americans are the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki are the Native Americans, and then the Anunnaki are coming to save or help them, then Native Americans are going to get slaughtered as well. Because the Anunnaki are not coming to help or to save or to deliver anyone. They're coming to control, to take in, and to slaughter and kill. That's what they're coming for. You're going to have people during that time see the abilities that Enki will strike out at towards Enlil and vice versa, and people are going to think that's Project Bluebeam. People are going to see 10 and 15 foot, if not taller, praying mantises, which are a part of the extraterrestrial beings that are out there, and they're going to think that that's Project Bluebeam. They're going to think that that's a hologram, and it won't be, because you do have 8 to 15 feet tall praying mantises, and they are extraterrestrial beings. You do have 15 feet to 20 feet tarantulas. Oh yes, this is a thing, and they are extraterrestrials. A lot of these insects that you see are based off of extraterrestrials that are gigantic. And when Enki and his crew and Enlil and his crew make their appearance on earthly ground, these praying mantises, these gigantic spiders and all of these other gigantic insects, they will be coming as well. And they will be climbing off of buildings and climbing on buildings, and crawling on the sides of buildings and jumping off of ledges of buildings. And people are going to think, oh, that's just Project Bluebeam. They're doing this. This is a hologram. It's not going to be a hologram. You will find out how much of a hologram it will be when they put their hands on you. It won't be a hologram. It's going to be real. It's going to be very real. Project Bluebeam is nothing more than a psyop to make people believe that what you see eventually will be fake, knowing damn well that it will be real. The government wants you to think that Project Bluebeam is a real thing so that when you start seeing these things, you'll think it's not real, when it will be real. Project Bluebeam is a psyop. They don't need Enki and Enlil and all of those with them. They don't need the government to create false holographic technology for them. They can do that themselves. All Enki has to do is to just command it. If Enki were to show up right now in his daylight, all Enki has to do is to command for this planet to turn dark, and it will. He doesn't need the technology of the government. Number one, he was the one who gave the government that technology. So why does he need to rely on that technology when he has it himself? Because he was the one that gave it to them. Project Bluebeam is holographic technology. He doesn't need to use holographic technology. He's going to use the real thing when he arrives. So people who are saying, oh, when the Anunnaki arrive, they're going to bring forth Project Bluebeam and it's not going to be real. It's going to be a fake alien invasion. It's not going to be anything fake about that time or period. I don't care what anyone says. There's a woman, and I cannot think of her name, Kathy O'Brien, I believe her name is. And she says, yeah, don't believe them when they say the aliens are coming. The aliens are coming. It's not going to be real. Oh, yes, it's going to be real. You see, I don't discount a lot of what she says, because a lot of what she says, it is true, because she was very much a victim of the ones who those beings, Enki and Marduk, put in place. So I don't discount a lot of what she says, but some of what she says I do discount, because I know that it comes from the fact that she has been lied to regarding some of the things that she has said, and she has been misled regarding some of the things that she has said. And she is being lied to, and she has been misled when she comes out and says, don't believe them, it's not going to be real. If they say it's aliens, it's aliens. Oh no, well, number one, they're not going to use the term aliens. They may use it to the public, but behind closed doors, they don't use the term aliens. They use the term gods, because that's who Enki and Marduk are to the elite. They are the gods. To the public, they'll say aliens, but behind closed doors, they call them gods, because that's who they are. Enki and Marduk are not aliens, they're gods. Or you can use another term, extraterrestrial beings, but they're not aliens, because the word alien means to be foreign to an area or a territory. They're not foreign to here at all. Enki and Marduk aren't foreign to here. Even Enlil isn't foreign to here. Anu isn't foreign to here. The Greys, the reptilians, the draconians, they aren't foreign to here, because they were here before we all got here, before humans got here. So they aren't foreign to here, so therefore they're not aliens. They are extraterrestrial beings, or you can call them the gods. Now, the draconians and the reptilians and the Greys, they are the lower ranking gods, and the Anunnaki are the higher ranking gods, but they're gods. They are gods. But to confuse the public, the elite will come forth and say, oh, well, it's aliens this, it's aliens that, because they want you to use the incorrect term. They don't want you to use the correct term, which is gods. Because if you start using the correct term, which is gods, then you'll start finding out, well, why are they gods? And then you'll start finding out about how Earth came to be. And then you'll start finding out about how humans came to be. And then you'll find out the whole secret story. And they don't want you to know that. So they have you believing that these are aliens who are foreign to Earth. They are not. They are not, ladies and gentlemen. So, they are coming. This is why time is speeding up. I was telling a friend the other day, you know, you wake up in the AM at 9 a.m. and within about an hour, it's 3 o'clock in the PM. That's not happening by accident. That's not happening by coincidence. It has nothing to do with the Earth tilting or spinning fast. No, or Earth's rotation. That has everything to do with the fact that the closer that the rest of the gods come to getting here, the more things are going to spiral faster and faster, more chaotic and more chaotic. Why do you think people are becoming more and more aggressive day after day after day? That is not by coincidence. That is by design. Because the closer that we get to the Anunnaki making their appearance, the more people are going to start acting just like the Anunnaki, more so now, more so then than ever before. Because the Anunnaki are not nice. If you think you're going to sit down and have tea and crumpets with Enki, you're wrong. Enki will have tea and crumpets after slaughtering you, but you won't be sitting down with him. These Anunnaki beings are not nice. The only time that they appear nice is when they are trying to lure you into the light or lure you into coming with them in the afterlife. After you have decided to go with them or go into the light, then that niceness disappears and then you see who they really are. So the Anunnaki are not nice, and so they are very aggressive. They are hostile. They're malevolent. And you're seeing that same aggression, that same malevolence, that same hostility play out among people, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, because the closer it gets to the Anunnaki making their appearance, the more you're going to start seeing people mirror the mindset, the attitudes of the Anunnaki. They are coming, and it will be, their arrival will be before 2027. It's not going to be in 2030. It will be either 2027 or before, but I'm really thinking it will be before 2027. This is why they're saying this summer is going to be the hottest summer the United States has ever experienced. And even in some countries, it has grown to be unbelievably hot. That is not happening by accident. That is happening by design. Because weather changes are going to start happening more and more and more the closer it gets to the Anunnaki making their appearance. Weather changes, people changes, things changes, animals are going to start changing. You're going to start seeing, as the months continue on and as we go into 2026, animals do things you've never seen before. I have heard so many reports of these new animals that no one has ever seen before in history. All of a sudden, you're seeing them show up in places. In Florida, on some beach, there was this, I think it was the 6 to 8 hand octopus type of creature, but it was gigantic. You knew it wasn't an octopus. And they said the name of the creature in the article. The name escapes me right now. But when I heard the name, I said, I've never heard of that creature ever before. But see, all of these new creatures are going to start coming out now because it's all tied into the arrival of the Anunnaki. Now, people on social media are stating that the government has stated that the Anunnaki are going to return. And they're making these reports as if the government just said this yesterday. The government came out and said this 3 or 4 years ago. This is not new. But see, it's new to them because this is the first time they're even hearing about this. I knew that the government said this 3 or 4 years ago. I believe it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago when the government came out and said the Anunnaki are going to return. That was 4 years ago. But people are just now finding out that the government said this now. And they're making videos stating this as if the government just said this. They didn't. This is not new news. This is old news. Years old news. And this is how I know that a majority of humanity is in trouble. Because the fact that they are just finding out news that came out 3 and 4 years ago. They're just now finding it out. Which means they don't know about Enki. They don't know about Marduk. They don't know about Enlil. They don't know that the Galactic Federation is evil. They don't know about the reincarnation trick. So they're going to be in real trouble. And really, it's going to take some time to try to school them into that information. Because, I mean, first of all, you have to explain it from the beginning of creation up until now. That's going to take some time. And that's only if they're willing to be receptive to hearing it. Because a lot of people are not going to, oh, please, I don't believe it. No, because what you're trying to say is that we came from monkeys. You're trying to say that evolution. No, and that's not what is the truth at all. Some people are going to totally dismiss it. So they're going to be screwed. Because if they are just now thinking that the government has come out and said that the Anunnaki are going to return, when that's not the truth, the government came out and said that 4 years ago, then that shows you right there where their knowledge level is on what's happening and what's going to happen. That shows you that they don't know anything about the Anunnaki. They don't know anything about what's going to happen. They don't know anything about the afterlife, which means when these Anunnaki beings, these gods do come, they're going to be screwed. So, I really feel for them. I really do. Because they are not going to know what to do. And I'm telling you, when these Anunnaki gods do come, it's going to be a chaotic time. You're going to see car crashes. You're going to see people running, because these are giants. Enki is a giant. They've never seen that. So when they see it, they're going to be running and screaming and trying to find places to hide. They're going to be hiding behind mountains, and Enki's going to grab that whole mountain up out of his root and crush it with them in it. And you're thinking, oh, please. Yes, he will. They're going to be hiding in buildings, and Enki's going to pick up the whole building with them in it and crush them in it. Or pick up the whole building, put his fist through one of the walls of the building, grab the person out of the building and crush them with his hand. He's going to do that if he feels he wants to. There will be no place to hide. It will be a chaotic time. People are going to be trying to drive away, and then he's going to take his whole foot and smash that whole car with the person in it. It's going to be horrible. Bloodshed is going to be in the streets. You're going to have 10, 15, 20 feet tall spiders climbing up buildings. Not aliens, scratch that. The Greys, and I have to remember not to use that term. The Greys, because see, sometimes I slip up too. The Greys are going to be jumping off buildings onto the ground. Now, what the government might do under Enki's approval is the government may bring out AI, and you'll have gigantic robots walking the streets. But then Enki may not even need that to be done, because his presence and the presence of Marduk and the presence of all of those with Enki and Marduk alone may be enough to just frighten people. So that might not even be needed. But if Enki and Marduk, because not just Enki, but if Enki and Marduk decided to have that, they could. Now that may be, if you see that will be AI, which of course will be a holographic, that will be holographic images. But I doubt very seriously if Enki and Marduk will even need the government to do that, because their presence alone is going to be frightening to people, I'm telling you. Because they're not going to come here like, hey, everyone, guess what? Your creator's back, baby. We're back. Your creators are back. Now, Get us a table so we can have lunch. No, it's not going to be that. They're coming back angry. They're coming. And remember now, Enki and Marduk are insane. They are not sane gods. They are insane gods. This is the same God who, in another replica of himself, ate his own babies. In another identity that he took on, ate his own babies. Enki did. These are not sane gods we're dealing with. These are not calm, rational gods. We're dealing with insane, demented, demonic, crazed, psychopathic gods who get excuse my language, a hard on just from crushing a person's head with their hands. That's what you're going to be dealing with. And it's going to come. Now, when this happens, people are going to look for the president, and they're going to look for the vice president, and they're going to look for the Democrats, and they're going to look for the Republicans, and they're going to look for their senators and their governors and their mayors and their council members, but they're going to be underground. This is why the elite are building underground bunkers, because they know that these gods are coming, and they are going to be underground because Enki and Marduk have told them, you're going to continue on this prison planet after we are done. So we need you all to stay out of harm's way. You all go underground. They're going to be underground. While all of this is taking place, they're going to be underground. The police officers are not going to be underground because they're not a part of the elite. If they are not a part of the elite, they're going to be up here. The military, if they are not a part of the elite, they're going to be up here. So they're going to be up here. King Charles, if he is still living when this happens, he will be underground. Harry will be underground. Meghan, I don't know, because she's not really elite, even though she's in the bloodline, but she's not direct bloodline, so I don't know. But Harry will be underground. William will be underground. Kate Middleton will be underground. Kate Middleton is in the direct bloodline. Meghan is not, because Meghan has a black mother, and there are no black people in the elite bloodline. So these people would be underground. So you'll have people during that time running and looking to try to find Trump or whoever the president will. Well, Trump will still be the president because this will happen before 2027 or by 2027. So you'll have people looking for Trump or looking for Vance or looking for Jasmine Crockett or looking for Rand and Ron Paul or RFK Jr. or Governor Youngkin or Muriel Bowser or Newsom, and you're not going to find them because they're underground. And then after Enki and Marduk and Enlil and all of those with them, Anu and Ninhursag and all of those with them, after they have done everything that they have done up here, and they take those who they have put on their aircraft with them, they take them with them and they leave Earth. The ones who are still left behind, who are badly, who are dead, who are dead, their souls are going to remain here, but they're going to remain here in AI form because their souls are going to go immediately into AI. And then the new simulation will begin, where everyone will be AI. Now, how do I know this? I know this because a man named Al Bialek said this. He went years and years ahead in the future, and he said in this future that he went to, thanks to the government who sent him and his friend to the future, everyone was AI. There were no more humans. Everyone had uploaded their consciousness to the computer. That's how people are going to be. All of those who are slaughtered down here, their souls are going to be immediately entered into AI and will remain down here. Whereas those who have been taken onto the craft, either Enki's craft, Enki and Marduk's craft, if they're the ones who win this battle, or Enlil's craft, if he's the one who wins this battle, they're going to be taken to other slave planets where they will permanently be. Permanently. But down here, you'll have the slaughtered turn to AI where they will be permanently. And that's how it's going to go. So this will continue to be a slave planet, and then those who have been taken on the craft, they will be on slave planets elsewhere permanently. And I say permanently because they say that sometime in 45, 28, that's when everyone on any and every slave planet will be liberated. But that's like hundreds and 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 hundreds of years from now. So you might as well say that when you get to these into being AI, you might as well say it's permanent, because I mean that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years is like an eternity. So that's how it's going to go. And when these Anunnaki do make their presence on Earth, you will have floods, you will have tsunamis. All of this Earth is going to be destroyed. Again, Al Bialek, look him up on you look him up on YouTube and online. He had the government sent him via an experiment called the Philadelphia experiment. They sent him and a military buddy with him to the future, to a few years in the future, 1 year and then several years forward into another year in the future. And they saw in the future that, they were told in the future that a great depopulation had happened, where the world population was way down. And it was way down due to some type of catastrophic incident happening worldwide that left a lot of the states and a lot of the countries massively underwater. Those type of catastrophes are what's going to happen when the Anunnaki make their appearance, when they do return, as they say. They're going to bring catastrophe with them. And again, those who are slaughtered during that catastrophe, slaughtered here on earthly soil during that catastrophe, they are going to then be resurrected into AI. And so the states and the countries that were not destroyed because of the catastrophe, they will function on, continue on. But everyone who will be living in those states and in those countries will be AI. And of course with the elite as well, who will, all the elite have been replaced with reptilians. There are no more human elite. Just so you know. Trump, Vance, Crockett, Rand Paul, Ron Paul, RFK Jr., every Democrat, every Republican, Muriel Bowser, can't think of his name right now, excuse me, Gavin Newsom, Glenn Youngkin, Governor of Virginia, Mayor Adams, they've all been replaced with reptilians, either reptilians or robotoids. So they've all been replaced. So the human versions of them are gone. So what will be down here will be AI people and a mixture of reptilians and robotoids. And on these other hundreds of slave planets within the Matrix will be all of those who have been taken, who were taken on the spacecraft, on the aircraft with either Enki or Enlil and either Enki and Marduk or Enlil to the slave planets. That's how it's going to be. That's exactly how it's going to be, folks. And for those who will say, how can these gods arrive at the same time tsunamis and earthquakes are happening? Wouldn't it affect them? No, it's not going to affect them because, number one, they're immortal. And now, I don't know, and let me just state this as well, because I'm not going to act like I'm Courtney Brown who claims to know all of the answers because I've been channeling people. No. So let me state this. I don't know if the catastrophe is going to happen before the battle and before the slaughtering of people, or during the battle, during the slaughtering of people, or after the battle, after the slaughtering of people. I don't know, but I do believe, based off of what I've been hearing and what I've been researching and what I heard Al Bialek say, is going to happen at this. It's going to coincide with the Anunnaki making their appearance to everyone here on Earth. Now, will it coincide before, during, or after? I don't know. But from what I've researched and from what I've heard and from what I keep hearing, it's going to be connected to that. The Anunnaki making their appearance to all of human kind here on Earth is going to coincide with weather changes that are going to be catastrophic, Earth changes that are going to be catastrophic. And this is how we're going to get Al Bialec's vision of countries, not all, but some, states, not all, but some, underwater, and the population drastically diminishing way below the normal count. So, in conclusion, people, this is going to happen. I keep telling people, I told one of my subscribers, and I keep telling one of my subscribers, we don't have long here. And I don't know if he thinks I'm joking. I don't think so, but I'm just saying. But I really literally mean we don't have long here. This is why I don't understand why people are, who know this information, why they're trying to get pregnant. Why are they making lifelong plans? Well, the next 10 years, you're not going to be here 10 years. And I'm telling you, you are not going to be here. You're not going to be here past 2030. Damn for sure past 2027. But to be fair, let's say 2030. But I am wholeheartedly believing 2027. Let's all right, let's be fair and say 2030. You're not going to be here past 2030. You're not. Not you, not me, not him, not her. You're not. So whatever lifelong plans that you're making, you know, oh my God, girl, in 10 years, I'm telling you, I'm going to have, why? You better make the 10 years up there in the KHAA because it's not going to be down here. We do not have long left. We don't. And this is why I keep imploring people to do their, some people call it shadow work. I don't like to use the word shadow work. I don't, just something about that to me seems off. I like to use the word spirit work, ISB work. You need to start doing it. Working on your attachments, working on your ego, your judging of people, your talking about people, your hating people, your anger of people. You need to start working on your fear of things. You need to start, I keep seeing people who are not discussing more and more about, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do when I get to the KHAA. Here's where I'm going to go. This is what I want to plan. If I want to have my own realm, this is what I want it to look like. I bet some of you all, and I don't know, but I bet some of you all haven't even gotten into planning what you want your realm to look like in the KHAA. But you want to go there. You want to go there. You want to have a realm, but you don't know what it's going to look like. You don't. What do you want it to look like? I don't know. Well, how in the hell are you going to have your own realm if you're not even planning for it here? It's just like, for example, if you are planning to move from New York to Seattle next month. Well, okay, you're going to move to New York, from New York to Seattle. Have you started looking into where you're going to live? I mean, because, you know, even though it's July, but you're going to move there in August, you should start planning now. Have you thought about where you're going to live? No. Well, what are you going to do when you get there? I don't know. Well, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to use a moving truck? Are you going to drive there? I don't know. You don't know anything, but you just know you want to get there. You're unprepared. You're not preparing. But then if I were to ask you, okay, you're going from New York to Seattle, how are you going to get there? Well, I'm going to put my stuff in a moving truck and I'm going to drive there. Or do you know where you're going to live? I have some places I've been looking at, but I haven't really figured it, nailed it down to one or two yet, but I'm getting there. I'm looking at places that you're making plans. So that means that you're serious about moving there. If you're not making plans, that means you're not serious. And so when it comes time for you to go to Seattle, all of everything, well, not all, but everything you're trying to do to get to Seattle will fail because you weren't taking it serious. That's the same way with the KHAA. You want to go to the KHAA, but you're not taking it seriously because you're not making any plans. You're not doing any preparation, but you want to get there. When it comes time for you to get there, you're not going to go because you did not take it seriously. Every day I keep telling people, I know, not all of you, but a lot of you all are. Not all of you, but some of you. I'm going to put it like that. Some of you. You're not doing your AM meditations. You're not doing your your spirit is be work. You're not facing your fears. You're not dropping the attachments. You're not dropping the ego. You're not spending time researching. Well, let me go and research this site and find out what's the new news about the reincarnation trick and what's this and what's that. You need to be doing these things. Do you know how much time I spend on Saturdays? Well, let me go and look at this here and see news about the reincarnation trick. What's the new news about Enki and Enlil? This is what I do. I'm supposed to be writing a novel. The hell with the novel right now. I wrote one. That's good enough for me. That's fine. Right now, I got to get on to spirit work. That's what I'm doing. I haven't even gone past chapter 1 of this new novel because I'm worried about spirit work, because I know we don't have long to go. I'm telling you, we don't. I don't care how much the sun is shining and it's so beautiful outside, and they're building this new condo building. So how in the world can it be that we're not going to be here past 2030? It's a part of the illusion. These new buildings, condos, townhouses, townhomes that they're building, and you're thinking, and these new businesses are opening up, and you're thinking, well, if we're not going to be here past 2030, why is all of these things being built up? It's to keep up the illusion that, hey, everything's fine. Don't believe that. Oh, please. You're going to get to see your children grow up and your grandchildren grow up. No, the hell you're not. No, you're not down here. You're not. And that shouldn't be a doom and gloom type of news for you. For number one, that should be refreshing because you finally get to get the hell out of here. I don't know how many times I have to keep telling people, stop thinking of this as doom and gloom. You're not supposed to be down here in the first place. You are in a place where you're not supposed to be. This is really an unauthorized place for us to be. So why are you depressed over a place where you're not supposed to be? You're not even from here. What the hell are you doing here? To me, this is refreshing. Every time I hear news about how the Anunnaki are talking about how they're going to return, I'm like, oh, please, let it be tomorrow. Oh, please, let it be. I am so psyched to get the hell off of this planet. I am so psyched because I am so tired of being here. I'm tired of the racism. I'm tired of the bills. I'm tired of the silly people. I'm tired of the evilness. I'm tired. I'm ready. And the minute that I start seeing signs, and you will see signs that they are a few days away from returning, you'll start seeing signs. The minute I see those signs, I'm out. I'm out. That's it. I'm out. And nothing is going to stop me from getting out. Even this golden dome that Trump is trying to build. And let me just state this as well on that topic before I get to my ending of this video. It is not going to be a real dome, people. People keep hearing, oh, Trump is going to build this golden dome, this golden dome. It's not going to be an actual dome. It's going to be a spiritual type of dome. But it will be a spiritual type of dome, whereas once it is put in place, ISBs are not going to be able to get out. ISBs will not be able to get out. It will be that type of dome. And it's not going to be just over the United States. Trump is a liar. Trump learned how to lie from his father, Marduk, who is also a liar. But Marduk is a better liar than Trump. It's not going to be an actual dome. It's going to be a spiritual dome. It's a dome that you won't be able, if you're still here, you won't be able to see, but it's there. It's kind of like it was a scene in the film The Hunger Games where, and I don't know what, I can't really, I don't remember the last time I saw The Hunger Games. It was years, I only saw it one time. And the one time that I saw it was years ago. I haven't seen it since. And I keep saying I want to see it again. I want to see it again just to refresh my memory on what happened. But I haven't been able to see it again yet. But I do know there was this one scene in The Hunger Games where, I don't know if it was Peeta or Katniss, threw something up to the sky. And when he or she threw it up to the sky, you could see like this honeycomb type of net in the sky, and it glittered gold and all of that. That's how the dome is going to be. It's going to be up there, and it's going to be active, but you're not going to be able to see it, not with your naked eye, but it's there. And it's going to keep ISBs from escaping, because the frequency fence they have now, that frequency fence is all but shot to hell. It is so incredibly weak, and it's not stopping Isbies, but this golden dome will. And it will be a goat. That's what I meant to say. I lost my train of thought earlier. I got stopped for a second. But the golden dome is not going to just be over the United States. It's going to be over the whole earth. Again, Trump is a liar. Almost everything that Trump says is a lie. And so he says it's just going to be over the United States. It's not. It's going to be over earth, so that no one on earth will be able to leave. And you will know, as I've stated, you will know days before the Anunnaki start walking the earth. You'll know that they're coming, that they're days away from coming. There will be signs. If you are, and see, this is where, again, spirit work comes in. You have to get in tune with you, which is the universe. Don't think that the universe is some other person or some other God. You are the universe. You have to get in tune with yourself, which is the universe. And if you do that, you will be able to recognize the sign. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Now I see the lake is doing that. That's it. The day's away from coming. Let's go. Let's go. It's time to go. You'll know. And when you see those signs, you better get the hell, because I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to fight Enki. You're not. Not you by yourself. You can't do it alone. My book, The Summerland, talked about this, with August thinking, hey, I can fight Enki alone. No, the hell you can't. You can't, because number one, you're not going to only be fighting Enki, you're going to be fighting Marduk, because the minute you lay your hands on Marduk's father, Marduk is going to kick your ass. So you're not going to only be fighting Enki, you're going to be fighting Marduk, and you can't fight either of them by yourself, because they are gods. You are a god too, but they are gigantic. You need an army to go up against them, especially here on this earth. Now, when you get to the afterlife, it may be a little bit easier, because you're able to use your abilities, but still I would recommend an army even then. Because when you get to the afterlife, you're not just fighting Enki and Marduk. You're fighting Enki, Marduk, the Archons, and everything. I mean, hundreds of Archons, hundreds of Greys, reptilians, and all of that. And one person can't do it all. And here on Earth, you damn sure can't do it all as one person. Because you're not going to, again, it's so extremely hard to bring forth your abilities here on this earth because of limitations. So, thinking, well, I'll just stay here and fight it out. Why? Then number one, why would you even want to fight it out here? You're fighting to stay here? Why? Because after they, again, now, I'm believing that it'll probably happen, the Earth catastrophe will probably happen right as Enki and Enlil and all of the Anunnaki are leaving. That's what I'm thinking, but it could happen during, or it could happen before. But I'm thinking it'll probably happen after. Right after they leave, that's when the earth will start just and all of that. But I could be wrong. It could happen right before time. But why would you want to stay on an earth that's going to go through that type of catastrophe? Why? When you can just say, screw this, I'm gone. I'm going to the KHAA where I don't have to deal with any of this. Because if you stay down here after the catastrophe happens, you're not going to be able to stay in human form. You're going to have to transfer into AI. That's when it will be mandatory. It's not going to be, well, we really would like for you to go. No, you're going to. Either you do it or you'll be shipped, you'll be killed, and you'll be shipped to one of the prison planets. The other prison planets that are within the Matrix. So you're going to have to do it either way. If you don't, you're screwed. And if you do it, you're screwed. So why would you want to stay down here for that? No. So when you start seeing the signs that they are days away from coming, it's just time to go. And I'm not telling you how to go. You're not getting me into any kind of legal hot water. Don't ask me, what method should I I'm not getting into that. If you have your third eye open, you will find a way. Okay? Because I'm not getting into that. Because you're not going to get me into the legal hot water of, well, she said that I should go ahead and get a rope. No, you're not getting me into that legal hot water. But when when you see the signs that they are days away from coming, that's your cue to get the hell out of here before they get here. And I also want to say, before I get to my conclusion, Because if you get killed by them, you're not going to escape. Because all of the ones who get killed by either Enki or Enlil, they are automatically going to be turned into AI to remain down here. It's not like, well, they kill me, that's fine. I still remember the reincarnation trick, and I'll just, no. At that point, the turning away from the reincarnation trick and the choice of come to the light, all that's going to be off the table. If you get killed by them when they are here, you are automatically going to go straight into AI, into the new simulation, straight there. This is why I say be gone before they get here. Now my conclusion. Where do people get this idea that the Galactic Federation are good? From that idiot Courtney Brown. I mean, why this guy still has a stupid Farsight Institute is beyond me. This guy is the most detrimental thing to this whole knowledge and information that I have ever seen. He is the worst person to talk to about this. This guy actually thinks that the Galactic Federation of Spirit Guides and Angels and Ascended Masters are really good and they're coming to help people. This is bullshit. Courtney Brown is a scam. And, I wish I could get on a podcast with Courtney Brown and I could tell him to his face, Courtney Brown, you are a scam. Because I would. He is a scam. He is a liar. This guy is saying anything to make money so he can continue to live in his lavish Beverly Hills or wherever the hell he lives, his posh lifestyle house with his harem of girls that he doesn't want anybody to know about. And he can continue to get more plastic surgery and more plastic surgery on his face so he doesn't have to look old. That's what he's all about. This guy is a fake and a phony. He is as phony as Kim Kardashian's breasts. He's phony. And people have gotten this bullshit from him. The Galactic Federation, they are coming to help mankind because I channeled them and I know. Man, please, you didn't channel anybody. The only channeling you did was the channeling of people's money into your own pockets. So I'm telling you, if you're listening to Courtney Brown and his idiotic belief of the Galactic Federation are coming to help and they can't help unless we raise our vibrational frequency. Oh, that's bullshit. You're listening to bullshit. You're listening to bullshit because the only person that's going to save you is you. The only person that's going to help you is you. No one else. I don't give a damn how good if the Pleiadians were so good, where are they? Where are they? And don't give me that bull where they can't intervene. Why can't they intervene? If I am a good being, a good God, and I'm seeing people suffer, people crying, the hell with I can't intervene. I'm intervening anyway, because I know that if I intervene anyway, these people would be grateful for me intervening because they obviously need help. They're being raped, they're being beaten, they're being killed, they're being worked to death on these jobs. They're having to suffer for paying bills. They would love for me to come and say, look, I'm going to help you out of all this. It's common sense. No, they are not coming to the rescue because they don't give a damn. The Pleiadians, the Andromedans, they don't give a damn. I don't care what things they have told us about the malevolent beings. Yeah, they can tell us about it, but what are you going to do to help us to stop this shit? Nothing. My personal belief is they may be good all they want, but they're not doing anything to help us because the only person that's going to help us is us. The only person that's going to save us is us. So I'm telling you, if you're listening to Courtney Brown and those like him, if you're listening to these people spew this bull, you're listening to lies. And as I said, I have heard some things about David Icke. I'll show you a clip of a video after I get finished talking. And from this clip and from me researching more into this clip, I found out that David Icke is nothing but another scam. David Icke is, number one, is not even David Icke anymore. David Icke has been replaced. This is why David Icke can pretty much say anything he wants, and There's no bullet being put in David Icke's head, like what was put in John F. Kennedy's head, like Robert F. Kennedy, like Bill Cooper, and like the many others. They were killed. Why is David Icke still alive? Because David Icke has been replaced. He has been replaced just like the Democrats have been replaced and the Republicans have been replaced. He's been replaced. That's not the real David Icke. He hasn't been the real David Icke for years. And that little imposter David Icke that we have been seeing, he's in there too. I know people don't like that. Well, he tells a lot of truth. Well, so does Lucifer. Enki if you were to ask Enki, how were we made? Oh, Enki would tell you, me and Ninhursag, we genetically engineered you people, and he'll tell you the truth, yeah. But then he'll mix it with lies. That's what Marduk does. That's what Enlil does. And that's what David Icke does. Yeah, he'll tell you the truth, but then he'll also mix that truth with lies. Just like David Icke came out and said one time before, there was a white genocide going on. And why did he say that? To try to start division between blacks and whites. When there is no white genocide going on, there's no black genocide going on. There is a Isby genocide that is going on. Because the Anunnaki and all of those with them, they don't believe in white and black. They believe in slaves. Kill them. They're disobedient. That's what they believe in. So why did David Icke say that? To start division. And why would he want division? Because division brings forth loose energy, which feeds Enki and Marduk, letting me know that David Icke has been long replaced. See, this is why I say you have to be careful about who you're listening to on these topics. Just as if, and I'm going to say this and then I'm really going to be done because then I have to get out of here and get ready for tomorrow to go out of town. But I have to say, one time Robert Stanley said he had met Enki. And you all, if you know about the spiritual community, you know who Robert Stanley is. And he said he had met Enki, and Enki had said, hey, I'm the father. And he said that at first he thought Enki was there to help him. And then he found out that Enki is Lucifer, which Enki is. And then later he came out about 2 or 3 years later, he came out and said something to the effect of, I got it. He met Enki, and he thought Enki was, there against him and that he was the bad guy, but then he realized that Enki was there to help him all along, and that Enki has been helping him, and Enki has been giving him some helpful information. And the way he was talking about Enki was as if him and Enki were the best of friends. I totally believe Robert Stanley has been replaced. Totally believe he's been replaced. And replaced so that he can come back and backtrack everything, because when he first said he met Enki, he specifically told how Enki was Lucifer, and Enki was the one who created technology, who is the one behind technology, which is absolutely correct. Everything he was saying about Enki was correct. And then years later, he came and backtracked all of that. And don't tell me he backtracked it because, I found out something different. No, because everything you said is absolutely the truth. How can you find out something different than the truth? The truth is the truth. But see, what they did was, no, people are listening to him. Let's take him and let's replace him with someone who's going to spin our narrative. And that's what they did. Now Robert Stanley is the best of friends. Him and Enki are the best of friends. I'm pretty sure they have a barbecue together tomorrow. No, he's been replaced. And people are listening to this and thinking, damn, Enki's okay. See, I knew Enki was okay because Robert Stanley said so. No, the hell he's not. Enki is not okay. Enki is very evil. And I don't think he will ever change from being evil. Because he hasn't changed in 400 years. And so this is why I say, to make a long story short, you have to really be careful who you are listening to when it comes to these topics of the Anunnaki and the reincarnation trick and all of the beings, the gods with the Anunnaki, because if you don't, you're going to get sidetracked. You're going to believe that what's good is bad and what's bad is good. You really have to believe this to bring it on home for the conclusion. The Galactic Federation is evil. Spirit guides and ascended masters and angels, I don't care who they are, Michael, Raphael, or the Donatello, I don't care who they are All of those angels are archons. All of the spirit guides are archons. Ascended masters are archons. Enki doesn't give a shit about you, and neither does Enlil, and neither does Ninhursag, and neither does Marduk. Damn sure doesn't give a damn about you. And it's a question mark on Anu. I haven't been able to find anything about Anu yet, but I don't trust him either. And neither should you. The Greys, a majority, no, but the Greys is a different story. You have some Greys that are good and some Greys that are bad. Some Draconians and Reptilians that are good and some that are bad. So it's a toss between. But that's the truth. And when these Anunnaki do make their appearance, they're not coming here to have tea and crumpets with you. They're not coming here to sit down and have buffalo wings and watch a Redskin, well, that's not Redskins anymore, a Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys game with you. They're coming here to kill you or to take you to a planet where you will never rebel again. So this is what's going on, people. I wanted to come and let you know this now instead of waiting until next Friday or Saturday or Sunday, because this is being talked about on social media, and it's being talked about. I'm seeing more and more people talk about it more and more and more. And so, you know, now is the time to let you all know, so that when you hear about these things on social media, you'll know the facts from the lies. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your PM. So with that being said, I thank you all for listening. Leave your comments below what you think about this. If I don't respond to your email this PM, please be patient. I will respond to your email during the week. Oh, I don't like to use the word the week. Let me stop. Quote myself. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and usually on Friday, except for tomorrow, I am, doing my slave labor work because I have to pay to live here like everyone else, unfortunately. And so I don't have that much time to respond to emails during that time. So I try to respond to it on Saturday and Sunday. But this Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be with family for a personal reason. So I will respond to your emails on Monday. So please be patient. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I haven't responded to a lot of your comments in the comment section. I will try to this Saturday and Sunday. But if not, please be patient. I will. It's not me ignoring you. But this is a busy time right now for personal reasons that I have to deal with. So be patient. I will respond. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your PM and tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. Be safe. Please do not do the Enki thing of drinking and driving, because if you do, you are inviting Enki and Marduk into your personal space. When you're drinking and doing the dangerous thing of driving. Nothing wrong with drinking, but don't drink and then get behind the wheel, because I'm telling you, you're just making Enki and Marduk happy. Don't do that. But enjoy the rest of your days until we speak next Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Until next time.
Interesting to see this now, because also, just so you understand, Jeanette Archer, I was not able to find that article at her site. But I believe in the person who posted it, and they were wise to get screenshots of it, because a lot of times these people change their mind about coming forward for various reasons. I've seen that time and time again. Also, people that have come to me personally, and I witnessed it personally, that they changed their mind about coming forward. Okay, and so that's no surprise. But whatever it is. You can see that posting that somebody made, I found that, by the way, on BitChute. Somebody was wise to take screenshots of it and then put it in a little blast movie, because otherwise the record of that would never get out. See, just so you understand, in the truth movement, a lot of times the only thing that remained, like a Peggy Kane and her great witness, I think that they took care of her somehow, okay? And you'll never find out whether they killed, cloned, and replaced, got that person to shut up, whatever it is, they got rid of them, okay? We know, for instance, in the great book by Susan Reed, Body Snatchers, the body snatchers, whatever. There's a longer title to the book, but basically she actually had a full conversation with reptilians. Yeah, because they were assigned to attach themselves to her, and then that one reptilian that was so frustrated with his job that he decided to go ahead and spill the beans to Susan.
I brought this up to the bloke in the park, you know, hands out the light paper, wears the, you know, the hostile nostril. He didn't know anything about it. This is another one. This is Ike has had him on several times. This is one of his bestest buddies. All right, this is Zen Gardner, was caught running the Son of God. All right, ringing any bells? Paedophile cult. Do you know, if it look, and there he is with the Lion of Judea in the background, look. Oh, it's the British Lion. No, it's not. It's a multicultural, cultural Marxist. Look, it's the world. With the Lion of Judea. He's Sionim. He's promoting Noahide law. And he thinks he's getting a place on the ark. You're not, Mr. Ike. You're going down, sunshine. You know, Zen Gardner, conspiracy guru and trusted friend of David Icke, forced to come clean about his years as a leader of the notorious paedophile cult, the Children of God. Alright?